An old injury does not mean the body is permanently fragile. Old injury often causes stiffness and weakness in certain areas, and over time, if those areas aren't strengthened, it can limit range of motion and create recurring pain. The goal isn't to avoid movement, it's to target the right muscles so that the joint stays strong and mobile. Today, I'm going to break down the 3 common problem areas: the hips, the knees, and the back. Then I'll give you a weekly plan to help you stay consistent and to keep you moving. Before I go into breaking down the 3 common problem areas, my name is Magda Civil, wife, mom of 2, certified personal trainer, and former nationally qualified bodybuilder, bringing you holistic wellness and fitness content. If those type of things resonate with you, definitely tune into the channel, subscribe, and also while I have your attention, before we forget, please don't forget to hit like and engage in the comments area. Without your engagement, the channel gets buried. Let's talk about hip pain and how to strengthen those muscles. When the glutes weaken, the glutes are your derriere, your lower bottom, and this is beneficial to both men and women. Everybody should be weight training. Everybody should be performing cardio, regardless of age. Work at your own pace and use the amount of weight that is sustainable to build endurance and longevity. When the glute muscles weaken, other muscles step in to pick up the slack. The hip flexors tighten, your quads are the front of your thighs, your quads take on too much work, and your lower back strains to stabilize the hips. That's why the glutes are the foundation of hip stability. The glutes powers hip extension, the medius and the minimus keeps the pelvis level, and the deep glute muscles fine-tunes joint control. Here's the progression. I wrote down the list of exercises that I need you to do so that I don't forget any of them. I'm going to read off the list right now. For beginners, you're going to do glute bridges, clamshells, dead bugs, lateral band walks. So once you perfect those movements and they're not as challenging, go into intermediate. You're gonna do single leg bridges, step ups, goblet squats to a box, and hip thrusters with a band. After you perfect intermediate, again, we wanna keep challenging ourselves. We're gonna go into advanced. These exercises includes barbell hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, barbell squats, and deadlifts. The takeaway: hip pain isn't a hip problem, it's a glute problem. Strengthening the glutes take pressure off of the hip flexors, quads, and the back. Let's break down knee pain and how do we strengthen these muscles. Knee pain often shows up because the muscles aren't doing their job. The quads stabilize the kneecap. Quads are the front of your thigh, hamstrings, the back of your thigh. Your glutes, which is your bum area, the glute controls alignment, and the calves absorb the shock. When those weaken, of course, the knee joint itself takes all the pressure. That's when the pain sets in, especially with old injuries. Here's the roadmap. For beginners: straight leg raises, quad sets, glute bridges, and double leg calf raise. After you perfect those, we're gonna go into intermediate. We're gonna do wall sits, step ups on a low platform. We're gonna do hamstring curls with a band and partial chair squats. After we do that, next is advanced. I'm telling you guys, Bulgarian split squats, single leg step ups, front squats, Romanian deadlifts. All right, a lot of these exercises, you're gonna hear me repeat them. It's going to be a lot of repetition because it makes it easier. If you're working on, the first one was the hips and the knees, you're seeing there's a lot of similar exercises that we need to include to lessen stress. That way we know, all right, we're doing Bulgarian split squats. That's going to be beneficial for both the hips and the knees. So that's something to keep in mind. Knee pain is rarely just about the knee. If you train the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, and the glutes, the knee finally gets the back up and knees. Back pain usually means support system has stopped doing its job. The core, the glutes, and posterior muscles weaken. So the low back ends up working overtime. When the core can't stabilize, when the glutes aren't firing, and when posture muscles aren't holding alignment, the low back locks up. That's why flare-ups keeps coming back. Here's the progression. For my beginners, I'm gonna need you to do pelvic tilts, cat-cows, dead bugs. Right after you perfect that, going right into intermediate. Those exercises are going to include bird dogs, modified side plank, supported rows, banded hip thrusts. Then after that, we're gonna go into advanced, where we're gonna do side planks, single leg Romanian deadlifts, barbell hip thrusts, and deadlifts, pain-free, with good form. The point here is simple. Your back isn't weak, is overworked. Strengthen the support system and the back finally gets the rest. Here's the big picture. Consistency over intensity. No matter if it's your hip, your back, your knee, the formula is still the same. You got to strengthen the right muscles, keep mobility in the joint, progress slowly from activation to functional muscle strength, and stay consistent. A realistic weekly plan looks like 3 days of strength training, 2 days of cardio and conditioning, which is walking, cycling, jogging, elliptical, etc. Daily 5 to 10 minutes of mobility for your target area, and 1 active recovery day. Here's the lesson. Years of training without balancing mobility, strength, and recovery eventually will catch up. The goal isn't to stop moving, it's to train smarter so that your body can keep up long term. Old injuries doesn't have to define you. Stay consistent, target the right muscles, and you'll keep stability and freedom of motion at any age. Even with postpartum, I struggle with back pain. You know, I had 2 C-sections and I nursed both of my children. My daughter 2 years, my son up to 3 years. So it's challenging not to be mobile. There was a lot of weakened muscles that occurred, and I did endure a lot of back pain during that process. So this is me in my current state, getting myself to a healthy level so that I can strengthen those muscles, my back muscles, and my body does not overcompensate for those weakened areas. All right. We all go through it. Off the top of my head, I could think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jane Fonda, and they were growing up around the time where mobility and training and recovery wasn't really celebrated. Jane Fonda really had the spotlight around aerobics. Long-term training on hard surfaces without mobility, without prioritizing recovery, can lead to long-term. We all want to ensure we're performing functionally so that our bodies can keep up. Let me know your thoughts. What is going to be the new exercise that you're going to be adding into your routine that you didn't know would benefit you out of fear or maybe insecurities? Or maybe are you going to get a gym membership because you've passed the beginner intermediate stage and you're like, all right, at this point I need to amp it up. How about hiring a trainer? Are you going to hire someone? You can always hire me, MagdaCivilFitness.com. If you don't get me on that website because we're still editing it, I know there's been a lot of different changes with our people that we've been hiring, and it's been a journey. Email me directly at Magda@MagdaCivilFitness.com, and I'll help you get started on your journey, and we can discuss ways to improve your overall health and your fitness journey. And I also have to say this, guys, I don't ask for much, but this weekend is my birthday. And the only thing I ask is if you go on Uphold Nutriment and you sell us out. Luminous Boost has a rating of 8 out of 10 as far as wellness and cleanness. It has the acai, the macaroon, the collagen. It's going to provide you with a subtle boost of energy, not like coffee, of course, because we have the macaroon, you have the collagen to help with the skin, your organs, so many benefits that comes with Luminous Boost. You go on upholdnutriment.com, grab yours, grab your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, whatever you want to do to support our company. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.